introduction to the OneLake storage, then key features and benefits of OneLake storage. Then hands-on we will talk about how to install OneLake File Explorer to connect to the OneLake and to browse to the different workspaces, different lake houses that you have within the OneLake. So this is what we will do. Once we have installed the OneLake File Explorer, we will see how to connect to the OneLake from OneLake File Explorer. So OneLake File Explorer, when you install in your laptop, you are browsing the all folders, all the files that you have in the Fabric from your laptop. Those will be in sync with your laptop. For example, you have some file in the Fabric. If that is not showing in your laptop, you can right click and say sync. Automatically it will sync up with the Fabric account and it will show all the files, all the folders that you have in a OneLake of the Fabric in your laptop. For example, within my laptop, I have taken a one file and copied into the OneLake folder within my laptop itself. Okay, using OneLake File Explorer, that file will be automatically copies into the Fabric OneLake. So everything I'll show you today with hands and you will get a complete understanding. What is OneLake, what is workspace, what is the relation between the OneLake and workspace, everything you will get a complete understanding. And one more thing is, when you create a OneLake, even though it is a file system, along with the file system, you will also get a one SQL endpoint. Using that SQL endpoint, you can able to create a tables. You can able to create a tables. You can query the data. Okay, so you can able to connect. You can query the data from the Fabric application, or you can also use a other tools called Azure Data Studio or SQL Server Management Studio like SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio, SSMS, you can able to use to connect to this particular Lakehouse database. So everything we will discuss. For that, today we are also going to see how to install the Azure Data Studio. Once we have installed the Azure Data Studio, how to connect to Lakehouse from the Azure Data Studio, how we can able to query the tables. All those things we are going to discuss today. So let's get started with the introduction to the OneLake. If you see OneLake, which is the bottom, here you are seeing the OneLake storage, right? So normally, generally, if you see earlier, normally before Fabric, right, all the project, how it will work is, if I have a marketing team who are working for the marketing data, there is a financial team who is working for the financial calculations and all. Now what happens for marketing team, they will create their own data lake storage and they will maintain all the data in the data lake storage. And financial team, they will create their own data lake storage to maintain the data. I hope everybody understood till here. Now there are two teams. So for each team there is a respect to data lake storage they used to create. But now with the Fabric, what happens? Everything is in a OneLake. But still, even though our entire organization is using OneLake, but I want to have some kind of a distributed sharing. Distributed sharing means financial team should be able to access only financial data, and marketing team should be able to access only marketing data. For that only, we are creating a first folder called workspace. When you create a workspace, for example, if I created two workspaces in a Fabric, those are nothing but two main containers in the OneLake, two main folders in the OneLake. Are you all getting? Within a OneLake, normally what happens if you create within a Fabric application, if you create two workspaces, means within a OneLake storage, two containers are going to create, that is called a workspace 1 and a workspace 2. Let's say workspace 1 belongs to the marketing team, workspace 2 belongs to the financial team. Now marketing team, they want to store some data, they can create a subfolders. So if they have a files, if they want to store data in terms of files, they can create a Lakehouse folder within the workspace. If they want to create some tables, they can create a warehouse folder to maintain the data in terms of the tables. Similarly, we have other team, that is the financial team. Again, financial team also within their workspace, they can create a Lakehouse folder, they can create a warehouse folder to maintain the respective tables and the folders data. But everything I'll show you. But here you need to understand this OneLake. Okay, within the OneLake only, whatever files you are uploading in Lakehouse, warehouse, everything is resides where in OneLake. Even whatever tables you are creating in CustoDB, whatever data sets that you are creating, all these are resides in the OneLake. Why this Lakehouse warehouse folders is just to distribute. Okay, marketing team, they wanted to have a separate folder to maintain their data, and like financial team, they need separate folder to maintain their data. For that only, we are creating a lakehouses and warehouses for maintaining some subfolders, tables, and all within that particular main folder called workspace. Now, let me give you more clarity on this particular thing. If you see here, right, now I told you earlier how it used to be is, so if you have a financial team, they used to maintain their own data lake storage. For marketing team, they used to maintain their own data lake storage. So now what happens, financial team, they can only access this data lake. They will not have access to this. That's how we used to like maintain the access control, who can access what data. But now if you see here, what is happening, so we are controlling the same thing with the help of the workspace. So for financial team, I am creating a one workspace. For marketing team, I am creating the one more workspace team. You can able to see here. So for financial team, when I create a workspace, and marketing team, when I create a workspace, how it will look like is like this. So within the OneLake, if you see here, this is the OneLake. Within this OneLake, this is called a main folder. Workspace A is a one main folder. Workspace B is a one more main folder. These two are the two main folders or two main containers or root folders, you can say. Each workspace is nothing but a one main folder in the OneLake. Within that workspace A folder, we are creating a other subfolders as Lakehouse is a subfolder, warehouse is a subfolder. Whatever table data you are putting, whatever files you are uploading, files and all you can able to store in Lakehouse. Even within the Lakehouse, you can also create a tables. I'll show you today itself how to create a folders, how to maintain the files in the Lakehouse. Similarly, how to create a tables in the Lakehouse, how you can able to query those tables from the Fabric app, or how to connect to this Lakehouse tables from the Azure Data Studio, how you can query them from the Azure Data Studio, everything we will discuss. But you need to have some clarity before we go and do the practicals. So you can see workspace A, workspace B are the main folders. Within that we have a Lakehouse, warehouse, two subfolders. But ultimately all these are in a single storage called OneLake. Everything is a OneLake. And this particular data, where either you have the data in workspace A or you have data in workspace B, you can able to use any of these compute powers to query any of these tables or folders or files. Are you all clear? This is theoretical points. Please let me know if you are not clear on any of this. Okay, let's move. So OneLake, let me explain some theoretical point. What is OneLake? OneLake is a single, unified, logical data lake for your whole organization. So for entire organization, it is a single storage called a OneLake. Like our OneDrive, if you see OneDrive, right? So within the OneDrive, we can able to store any data. So automatically, when you create your account, OneDrive will come with the account. Similarly, when you create a Fabric, OneLake storage will come automatically without provisioning any other resources. You no need to do for OneLake, you no need to do anything else. Automatically, when you create a Fabric account, when you have created new account, Fabric account, when you log in, you can able to see the OneLake storage. So OneLake comes automatically with every Microsoft Fabric tenant, meaning account, and is designed to be the single place for all your analytical data. You just have seen whether you are storing a real-time data like the KQL, database we have, That data is also storing in a OneLake. You have a lakehouse, you can able to store structured, semi-structured, unstructured data. You have lakehouse, but that is also end of the day storing in a OneLake. We have a warehouse where you can able to store the structured data in a tables. Those tables you can able to query and all. But end of the day, if you see that particular warehouse tables data is also still residing in a OneLake. So that's why it is designed to be the single place for all your analytical data. So what OneLake is bringing for the customer is it is a one data lake for the entire organization. For our entire organization, it is a one data lake, and we are maintaining only one copy of data for use with a multiple analytical engines. If you remember previous slide I have shown you, right? So whatever data you have in workspace 1 or workspace 2, you can use any computer engines to query that particular data. So that is what it is saying, one copy of data for use with multiple analytical engines. You can use the Spark, you can use the SQL, you can use a Kusto query language, you can use any other thing for querying this particular data that you have in a OneLake. Next, every Fabric tenant automatically provisions OneLake with no extra resources to set up or manage. You don't need to do anything extra to get this OneLake. Microsoft Fabric Lakehouse is a cutting-edge data architecture platform designed to efficiently store, manage, and analyze both structured, not only structured, both structured, semi-structured, and unstructured data within a unified storage system. Okay, everybody understood him. So this is a single platform where we can able to store all our data efficiently in the Delta format. We can able to manage the data efficiently using the Delta format. We can also analyze the data. This data can be any type. It can be structured, semi-structured, unstructured data. By seamlessly integrating structured, unstructured data, the Lakehouse enables organizations to derive valuable insights from their data assets in a single consolidated location. Let's say if we have a data in a multiple source systems, we have some data in a SQL server, some data in the data lake storage, some data is in the Oracle and all. It is difficult for you to bring them and maintaining a consistent schema, right? And putting together, it is something difficult. That's why we have all the valuable data at a single place at a consolidated location. It will be easy for you to do the calculation. Let's say you want to know your sales data, what is the total sales that are happening in India. So you want to know by state, by store, or by branch, whatever it may be. So as you have entire data at single place, it will be easy for you to quickly identify what is happening in your business and take the decisions also very easy. Lakehouse simplifies data access through an automatic generation of a read-only SQL endpoint and default data set upon creation. Meaning, when you create a within a OneLake, when you create a lakehouse, okay, within a OneLake, you are going to create a something called lakehouse. When you create a lakehouse, what happens? Lakehouse is a subfolder for maintaining your folders and the actual files. But along with this particular lakehouse, it will also generate a one SQL endpoint which you can able to use to query this particular data that you have in the lakehouse. Maybe within the lakehouse, not only the folders and files, you can also store the tables. I'll show you today. Those tables you can able to create. So for querying the tables that you have in Lakehouse, you don't need to create a warehouse or something. Directly, Fabric itself will generate a one SQL endpoint that we can able to use to query the Lakehouse tables. And along with that, if you are using a Power BI, you need some data set to load the data into Power BI and create the reports. For that also, it is going to create a one data set. Whatever data you have in Lakehouse, with that particular data, it will create a data set. So total three things are going to create when you create a Lakehouse. One is Lakehouse storage, second is SQL endpoint, third one is a semantic layer, that is nothing but a data set is going to create upon creation of the Lakehouse. So this SQL endpoint provides users with a convenient access to the data for analysis and querying purpose. You can analyze the data that you have in that particular table. You can query the data and you want to know particular store, how it is performing, particular state, how it is performing in the sales. you can query and you can analyze that particular data using this SQL endpoint. Anybody have any questions from any of these points? Then please let me know.
No, Malaya.
Okay, let's move on. Next, if you see key features and benefits, right? Single data lake. So instead of creating a multiple data lakes, now you can think of OneLake as a single data lake storage, which is very huge, which is very big. Okay, so that's why I have given as a single data lake. So OneLake eliminates the need for multiple data lakes within a different business group. Instead, we can have a one lake. Within that, you can create a lakehouse to create that particular distribution. Okay, next, promotes a collaboration by providing a single shared platform for all analytical data. For example, marketing team needs some data which is there in a financial folders. You can just grant the access. You can grant the access. Okay, you can grant the access as the data is at the same place. They can able to access without copying this particular data into their lakehouse storages or their data lakes and all, because it is a one lake. So any data anybody can able to access, but to control the who can access and all, we are creating a workspaces. But if you want to allow somebody else to access the data, you can feel free to allow. Next, governance and collaborations. Governed by default with a distributed ownership for collaboration. So distributed ownership means, as I mentioned again, using the workspaces, we are maintaining the distributed ownership. Workspace A, workspace B. Workspace A is for marketing, workspace B for the financial. So only workspace A will be accessible by marketing team. Workspace B will be accessible by financial team. That's how we are creating a workspace to distribute this ownership of collaboration. Okay, and all the rules, whatever you set, those will be applied to all the lake houses or one lake by default. It enables creation of a multiple workspaces within a tenant for a distributed ownership and access policies. As I mentioned, same point it is repeating. Openness and compatibility built on Azure Data Lake Storage Gen 2. So this OneLake is built on top of the Data Lake Storage Gen 2. It is not something new technology. So it is based on existing Azure Data Lake Storage Gen 2 only they have built it. And it supports all types. Whatever Azure Data Lake Storage Gen 2 supports, all the types are supported by the OneLake also. There is no restriction saying only this kind of Parquet, Avro, ORC, these kind of files only supported. No, all types of files are supported. Next, if you remember, this Data Lake Storage Gen 2, we can able to access it from multiple places, from Azure HD inside, Databricks, Synapse, using the mount point or using some kind of a development kits, software development kits we can able to use. Okay, we can install some modules to connect to this Data Lake Storage Gen 2. Similarly, this OneLake is also compatible with existing ADLS Gen 2 applications and SDKs, including Azure Databricks. Anything wants to connect to the OneLake, everything is allowed to connect. Whatever is possible with the Data Lake Storage Gen 2, everything is possible with the OneLake. Seamless integration. Integrates with various Azure services like Synapse Analytics, Storage Explorer, Databricks, Azure HD Insight. It provides a user-friendly file explorer for Windows. So as I mentioned, first let me finish this. Integrates with various Azure services like from OneLake, whatever data you have in OneLake, that can be accessible by Synapse Analytics, our Databricks, Azure HD Insight, Storage Explorer, anything like we can connect to the Storage Explorer. So anything we can able to use to connect to this particular OneLake. Next, last point is provides a user-friendly file explorer for Windows, simplifying data lake navigation for all users. So that is what I told you. OneLake file explorer we are going to install, which allows you to simply browse it. You can able to see whatever is there in OneLake, everything you can inside the data factory or anything you can go, not an issue. So first important thing is I am going into the workspace. I'll be creating a two workspaces. Click on new workspace. This is called a marketing workspace. This is a marketing workspace. Okay. So let's not give any of these things. Let's leave everything as default. Click apply because we discussed yesterday. Okay. So within this marketing workspace, I want to create one lakehouse. I am creating a lakehouse. Okay, you can think of this is a main folder. Within this folder, I'll be creating a Lakehouse, which is a subfolder for me. Okay, so I'll be saying marketing Lakehouse 001. Marketing Lakehouse 001. I'm creating. I told you when you create a Lakehouse, it is going to create total three things. What are those three things? One is Lakehouse, second is SQL endpoint, the third one is semantic layer, that is nothing but a data set. Where you can able to see all of them, go to marketing workspace. Within this workspace, if you see here, you can see semantic model, which is nothing but a data set, and Lakehouse is created, okay, and SQL endpoint you can see. Now, what is the dependency between this? Okay, what is the dependency between this? If you want to see, just click on this lineage, it will tell you the dependency is we have a lakehouse. To query the data that you have in the lakehouse, we have the SQL endpoint. Using this SQL endpoint, it has created a one data set that is ready to use in any of the computational engines or Power BI. Wherever you want to use this data set, you can go and use this particular concept. Now, if you want to come back, you can click on this list view. You can able to see them as a list. You can see there are two folders. One is tables, second one is the files. So within a lakehouse, you can able to store generally two things. One is tables you can able to create, and the second thing is files also you can able to maintain. But I don't want to upload the files directly. Instead, I want to create some subfolders and I want to maintain the data. So for that, click on this. Okay, here you can see new subfolder. So the subfolder name I am giving it as global / India / landing / okay, credit data. So this is the subfolders I want to create like this. Now if you expand like this, you can able to see all the subfolders I have created. You can create one by one also, but for simplicity, to make the things quick, I have created all the things at once. For example, here itself, if I want to create one more subfolder called Cloud Pandit, I can create one more root folder called Cloud Pandit. That's it. So this is the root folder. But if you want to create, for example, if you want to create inside Cloud Pandit, you want to create a subfolder, you can click on the Cloud Pandit. Now you can say input folder. Like that, you can create subfolders, main folders, whatever you want to create, you can create. There is no restriction for that. If you want to create a main folder, you can click on this. If you want to create a subfolder, click on the respective main folder. If you click, it will create a subfolder. Now let me go inside a global India landing credit data. Under this credit data, I want to upload a data. Just click on this. You can see upload files. Just I am salary is the one of the table that I have. So I am just uploading the data here. Okay. So what is the data that you have in this file? Just click on this file. You can able to see what is the data. You have credit ID, card type, credit name, credit score, something like that. There are 4 columns. Some data I have. Now with this particular file data, whatever data I have within this particular file, with that particular data, I want to create a one table. How you can create a table with this file data is, click on this. You can see load to a table. I want to create a new table. Click on this. When you say you want to create a new table, what is the name of the table you want to give? You can say TBL credit. TBL credit. Why I am using TBL credit? Because it is a table. TBL credit. Use headers for column names. Yes, whatever headers we have in this file, those it can able to consider as a columns for this particular table as well. Now click, and if you see this particular file is a comma separator, so that's why it is saying separator is a comma. With this, it can able to identify what are the columns it has to create in the table and what should be the structure of that table. So first it will create a structure of the table and it will load the data into that particular table. Now I am saying it is loading the data into that particular table and it is trying to create a table. But how to query that particular table? The table that you have created here, how you can able to query? Now right click, refresh it. You should be able to see a table called TBL credit. TBL credit is created. Now, how you will query this particular table? Very simple. Go back to marketing work. Within this marketing workspace, if you see, first we clicked on the Lakehouse and we went here and you can see, you click on this. Okay, so you can see you are here to query this particular table. You are here to query this particular table. How you can able to do is click on new SQL query, click on new SQL query. Now you can simply say select star from trivial credit. You can type it, just run our SQL queries. I hope many of you aware the SQL. You can able to see all the data. So now whatever you want to do, for example, you want to put some filter where, okay, what is the column name? Credit underscore ID. Okay, credit underscore ID equal to what is the data that I have? I have 1, 2. Let's say I'm saying 3. Now you run this. What it is saying, Tim? Credit ID is not there. It is saying credit ID is not there. It is saying if you expand, you can say credit ID is there. Why it is saying credit ID is not there? Can you guess it and tell me? You can say spelling is
Case
correct.
sensitive. Case sensitive.
Yes, very good. It is a case sensitive team. Very, very careful whenever you are doing. Normally, our SQL is not a case sensitive, but here, whether you are using a warehouse or lakehouse, everything is a case sensitive. You need to be careful. Okay, so you can select or without selecting also you can run it. Now you can able to see data is coming with the 3. Are you all clear on this? Now let's say I want to do, let's imagine you don't know how to write the SQL queries also, but you want to do some analysis. There is other way to do the analysis is you can click on the new visual query. You can click on the new visual query. Here what you can do is you can drag your table to here. Okay. So once you drag it here, what you want to filter out something, just click on this. You can say you want to filter rows, just say filter rows. What you want to filter rows? Here I want to say that, okay, here it has taken a column name as credit underscore ID, and you can say if you want to go for the advanced where you want to change the column names, you can able to change. I want to go by credit ID. Yes, let me go by credit ID where credit ID is 2. Only these records I want to bring it into the output. Click OK. Now you can see you are getting only this data. You want to do some kind of analysis, you can able to do the analysis. You want to select only required columns, you can select only the columns that you want. Let's say instead of what you can do is you can see remove columns. Okay, I'm just adding a remove columns. When you add a remove columns, you need to tell what columns you want to remove. So it is by default removing. 1 second, that's why I don't want to use that. So there is a way to select the columns. 1 second. The column selection is not coming. Choose columns. You can see a option called choose columns. Which columns you want, you can able to choose. Let's say I want credit ID, card type, credit name, credit score. Okay, let's say I don't want card type, or let's say you want card type, but I don't want credit name. Okay, you can able to take the this one. What you can able to take, maybe let me remove this filter also. You have seen, right? Let me remove the filter, because if you use the filter, a lot of records are filtering out. Now you can see all the data you are getting, all the data you are getting. Now what you can able to do further, this result I want to use for creating a report. Just click on visual results, visualized results, building a data set to visualize the results. So that particular, the query results we can able to take to create a reports. Let's say, actually I have not done the some kind of a aggregation. So let me do some calculations here. Click on this. What you can do is you can able to put a group by. So group by what? Group by card type, because there are two types of cards I have, master and visa. So what I want to do, it has to group by the master and visa. So master will be one group and visa will be one group. I want to do a sum sum of sum of what? Sum of credit scores I want to do. Okay, this I'll say total scores. Now if you see, I have some kind of a aggregated results. So with these results, I want to create a report. Just click on visualize results. Okay. So now what you can do, you can just first bring your whatever visualization you want. You can just bring that visual. Then you can select the data that you want to represent in that particular visual. So I'm just selecting these two columns. You can able to see your this thing. Okay, so visa and master almost having the same, but it is clearly saying it is 49.37. This is 50.63 to make it as a 100%. Okay, which one is having the highest credit score? Which one is having highest credit score? Visa is having the 50.63%. So you can able to save as a report. You can able to save this as a report. I can say this is my first report. Okay. So if you so I am saving under same marketing workspace. You can able to save this. Okay. So that's how you can able to create, and you can able to not only writing SQL, you can also do the things through the visual query. Okay. Now let's quickly understand. Okay, let's go back to the marketing Lakehouse. No, marketing workspace. Sorry. So I'm going to the marketing workspace. Within the marketing workspace, what I want to do now, I want to connect to this particular Lakehouse through the Azure Data Studio. What is that? It is a tool to connect to the databases, which is a lightweight compared to the SSMS. This is highly recommended to install and start using. Okay, so many people in the real time nowadays using the Azure Data Studio instead of the SSMS. So you can simply say here, okay, Azure Data Studio download. You can go here, very quick this is. Okay, you can see Windows user installer. So I'm just clicking on this x64-bit. So it is just downloading. I have uninstalled, everything is there in my system, but I have uninstalled. If you are using some other operating system, you have the respective files that you can able to download and install the Azure Data Studio. Now you can able to see how I am installing the Azure Data Studio. Double click on that, click next, click next, click next, create a desktop icon. I'm just saying. Okay, then finish. So it is opening automatically. Let it open. If it is not opened, you can able to search it here. It will open. Okay, you are here thing. This is the Data Studio. Now you can click on the top one, connections. Here you can see here, click new connection. See, as I was installed earlier and using, it is showing everything. Now you can just simply click new connection. So when I click a new connection, what you need to do here, so there is very easy process, I'll tell you. So you need to use here something called authentication type should be Microsoft Entra ID universal with the multi-factor authentication support you need to use. And here server name you need to put. How to get that server name? Let me show you how to get that server name. Come here. And this is a SQL endpoint. If you click on these three dots, you can see something called copy SQL connection string. You can copy that, copy this. You can bring that particular thing here. Okay. Next, what is the account name? What is the account ID? If you see my account ID, it will add. You can see your account was added successfully. Once it is added, you can come here. Directly it will tell you to. Okay, right click. Here you can see open with Azure Data Studio. You can ask, can you open with Azure Data Studio? Automatically it will open the Azure Data Studio. It will take all the details. Okay, so it is asking you to open this connection. Just click open. Now you can see automatically it is connected. Correct team? It is connected. So if it is not working directly when you copy pasted the connection string, there is the other way. You can directly open that particular SQL endpoint with the Azure Data Studio. Any of this you can able to use to connect to this. Now it is connected. Okay. Now what you can able to do, if you expand this databases multiple times, it is getting confused which one to take. Fine, you can see within this, within the once you connected, right, the database name, what it is showing, marketing Lakehouse 001. So the database name it is showing as a Lakehouse name. If you go further, okay, Okay. Fine. Those things we will see, but you can just right click and say select top thousand records. Not ask. Okay. You try out and let me know if you really face any issue. Now it is getting the data. Okay, bringing the data. Okay, click on this. Click on open with Azure Data Studio. Open with Azure Data Studio. Click open. Then now you can click on new query. Here you can expand the databases. Expand this particular lakehouse. Expand the table. Now right click on this table and select top 100. So automatically it is bringing the data. Now you see it is not even asking. Okay, if at all it is asked you to reconnect once again for some network issues or something, make sure you are connecting to the right account so that you can able to query. Let me go to the workspaces. As of now, we created only one workspace called marketing workspace. Within this marketing workspace, we created a OneLake house, correct? Now what I will be doing, I will be creating a new workspace, click new workspace. Here, this is called a financial workspace, financial team workspace. Apply. Within this financial workspace, I'll be creating a one more thing called Lakehouse. Okay, this is a financial Lakehouse 001. Okay. If you want to like create some folders and upload the data, feel free to do. Okay. Let's wait until it is created. Okay, so it is available. Maybe in this also, let me create a one folder called input folder. Under input folder, let me upload some data. How you can just go inside custody.csv, you can able to see some players data that we have. Okay, fine. Now what I want to do, I want to connect to the OneLake using the OneLake file explorer. If you go to download, you can see OneLake file explorer. You can simply click on this OneLake file explorer. It will bring you to here. Now you can simply click on download. Okay. Once you click on download, the OneLake file explorer is coming up. So before OneLake file explorer, you install OneLake file explorer, you will see here. And when you click on that, you will see the workspaces under that folders, everything you can able to browse it from here. So you are able to see nothing is there here. Now I double click. It is showing install Microsoft OneLake File Explorer. Install it. Okay, so it is installed. So just don't take too much worry. Let it refresh all the files and all. It will tell you what you have to do. See, when the OneLake File Explorer is installed, automatically it is asking you to log in into the account so that within that particular Fabric account, whatever OneLake is there to that particular OneLake, it will be associated. So once it is connected, once it is assigned with that particular account, within that particular account in OneLake, okay, whatever workspaces, those are main folders are available. Within that, whatever lakehouses are available, everything will be shown. Let me sign in. Signed in. Again, take a time. First thing is you can see here hidden. If you see, so this is the OneLake. Within that, we created two workspaces. Are you seeing these two workspaces? Are you seeing these two workspaces in the OneLake? Okay.
Yes.
So again, let's say if you go to the marketing workspace, within the marketing, you have created OneLake. Sorry, you created a lakehouse. Within this marketing workspace, you created a lakehouse, which is subfolder. Within the lakehouse, you have a files tables. Have you uploaded any files? Yes, I have a subfolders, global cloud parquet format. See, delta log. And here you can see parquet file. Even though you have a CSV file, with that CSV file, when you create a table, underlying data, it is going to be converted into the OneLake default format, that is a delta parquet. You can see that. Maintenance is basically something like if you want to optimize this particular table that you have created. So for that, you can able to do few things. Let me to the marketing workspace. Let's go. I'll go to the Lakehouse. Within this Lakehouse, what you can do, this is the table that you have. You can click on this table, go to maintenance. Okay, before I enabled all these things, let me maintenance, which is a empty. But to maintain that table for optimization and all, you can see run optimize command, apply V order to maximize the reading speed in Fabric. So V order is again one kind of a technique to optimize the data for reads. Okay, run vacuum. You know, whoever knows Delta Lake, you know about the vacuum. Whatever changes that are happening within this particular table, somebody is updating, somebody is deleting, whatever they have done in last 7 days, those things you can able to revert back at any time, because 7 days of changes you are retaining. So with this, if you run this particular maintenance command, now whatever maintenance that we need to do for this particular table, all those details will be saved in the table maintenance. You will come to know that. So once it complete the running of maintenance commands, you will see some data under a table maintenance folder. Go inside table maintenance. You can do right click, OneLake. You can say sync from OneLake. When you say sync from OneLake, see now table maintenance -v2.